Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Thought we'd have a quick bit of a Q&A and check through the comments, answer some questions. As I've said before, it is hard to answer all the questions and whatever. Happy for to say good day and thanks and whatever sort of comments like that. Happy to take on board any sort of feedback and whatever, as long as it's within reason. Anything that's swearing or negative is pretty well won't be allowed to be up there. We're holding them all for review before they go up because we're just not prepared to put up with any negativity and carry on. As I've mentioned before, if you've got other ideas, you can go and put your own other information somewhere else. You don't need to add it to ours. Happy to discuss things, of course, but sometimes it's better, a lot of people are misunderstanding things, so like usual, shoot me a text, give me a call, let's have a chat about it and work out what the differences are, work it out, and then we don't have to do it publicly on here in front. We don't need to argue about it. So generally we're having a pretty good run, no issues, but you do get a few, you're always going to get the haters and get a few jealous people and whatever, so doing our best to sort those out. So let's go through a few of these comments. Mate, enjoy your videos. I like your no-nonsense approach and the information always valuable. Cheers. No worries, thank you. So give that a thumbs up, we like that. Next one, that's cool, no worries. Quick thumbs up for that one. Excellent info, cheers, yep, sounds good. Here we go. Hey Anthony, I have my bell on to receive all notifications, but when I watch one of your new videos, there will be a couple more in related section I haven't seen, haven't been notified of something. Yep, YouTube, yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Okay. VIP group, mate, you're going to love the VIP group, absolutely. But whenever you're ready, and always remember, guys, if you're planning to buy the injector kit or any of the other couple of parts kits we sell, you can pay a deposit, a non-refundable deposit, to join the VIP group so you can gather all that information, do your homework while you're waiting to save up the balance, that sort of thing, to pay the balance and get in. So thanks for that. I'll give you the thumbs up on that one as well. Really good info, thanks. Went to inspect mine, found 2 hairline cracks. Yep. You really just look, there's a chance that it could be luck, those cracked rocker covers, but the pattern we've seen from the people they've come from, I don't believe that it's luck. Hang on. See, this is why I'm... Okay, hang on. Went a bit too far, hang on. Go back a little bit, here we go. What was that one? 2 hairline cracks, unfortunate. As I said, you can just smear a bit of RTV if you're not too fast, otherwise it's a new cover around about $300. Okay, what's the best way to clean without getting too much gunk on the piston? Basically, yeah, I think didn't we cover that in a video? Look, I've done that many videos and posts over the years, I can't remember what I've done where, but this is what I mean. If you ask the questions enough, you're going to get a video on it. But look, it's to cut the strips into the rag into strips and put over the end of the 16mm dowel, and you spray a little bit of degreaser or whatever onto the rag and then put it down the ports and turn it and twist it and whatever, pull it out, change to a clean rag again. You can even use the same rag, slide it along the stick a little bit and then finish off with carby cleaner, works best, I find. So that's your quick answer, but we'll do a video on it, we'll do another video. Search through all the old videos, guys, because there's hundreds there, and I'm sure there's definitely videos on cleaning the ports. So if you've just come along and you're new to the channel, that's awesome, but just go back and look through all the other stuff. I think at the top, see on my page, it says search across your channel, so you should be able to search across the channel and just search port cleaning or something along those lines. Whatever is relevant, I should have used those words in there somewhere and you should be able to find it. Hi, got a Hilux throwing a P0400, clean the EJ, had little crap if you did a plate with a 7mm hole, still throwing the code. Okay, basically, if you've got a P0400, besides being a really good code to have, as long as it's not too often, if it's once a week or something, happy days, just clear it with your scan gauge or your EDS, whatever you've got. If you want to chase the fault, as I've said in videos, it's probably going to be those flaps in the EGR cooler, because it's all dry and powder in there, right? It's not, you haven't got oil in there, so it doesn't really cake up like the intake, but layers and layers of exhaust soot with no real pressure or anything to blow it out over the years, it does build up. And that shaft, they can seize or they can be stiff, and obviously if that doesn't turn when it's meant to, That's probably your most common one if you've checked all the basics, cleaned your EGR. Certainly not the plate, but taking out the plate might fix it, but it's not really a problem, if you know what I mean. So have a look at the other videos, and definitely I've mentioned that, especially recently. I'm sure in the last couple of weeks I did a video on that one. Give you the thumbs up for asking a question anyway. Okay, there are some butchers out there, mate, I'll tell you what. I don't know what they're masquerading as, but definite butchers, absolutely. And they are damaging the vehicle repair industry, and therefore people like myself forced to teach you guys how to go and do it yourselves and understand it better yourselves. Doesn't bother me, mate. Okay, seriously, here we go. I'll do a John Cadogan. Seriously, a good car doesn't need all this work. Am I wrong or right? No, we're not going to do a John Cadogan. I like the way he does it. He's quite funny, you know. Good information. A bit rude, quite a lot rude. Not picking on him though, I get it. It can be frustrating. But anyway, let's have a serious read. Seriously, a good car doesn't need all this work. Am I wrong or right? Well, you're right and wrong. I tell my customers to buy the V6. Well, you know, that's not the right advice for everyone. You never have to touch them. That's wrong. Apart from the regular filters and oil, no, that's not it at all. Having said that, I agree with your videos and respect that you are the most knowledgeable person on these dud engines that all the crap bolt on them. Maybe not the most knowledgeable, but maybe one of the most. You get that. It's all about what you practice, what you learn about, isn't it? They're not dud engines, and crap bolted them. Yeah, no, so wrong. But we'll leave that comment there. I'm not going to bother with a thumbs down. Thumbs down, it's just, we don't really do negativity. We try and stay positive. So moving forward, you're right or wrong. A good car doesn't need all this work. Well, these engines don't need all this work. They just need to be understood, things to be done right, with the right parts by the right people. You know, you've commented on a video, dodgy as. Well, it's just people wrecking cars, right? The majority of them are diesels, so once they get worked on, they'll get wrecked. Same as if someone's working on the V6s trying to fix all the oil leaks they have. You know, let's not get started on those. We'll do some videos on those, that's coming. What you got to understand is 99% of these is the 1KD diesel. So that's what we see, that's what we're providing information on. There's plenty of problems with the V6, okay? I'm not saying it's a bad engine. They're both good engines, like the 1KZ, it's got its own issues as well. There's 3 I've heard of in the last probably month that are getting rebuilds because, you know, one was bottom end bearing damage, you know, one was a cracked head, you know, things like this. Another one, the glow plugs fell off, you know. Actually, no, that wasn't a rebuild, that was glow plugs fell off, should be right. But look, it doesn't matter, that, you know, we're hearing about these things all the time. We know what the problems they have are. The 1KZs, you know, they have problems with it, glow plugs breaking off and the heads crack, you know, and apparently the big end bearings can wear through as well. You know, the 1GR, the V6, you know, it's the big thing's oil leaks, and it's all alloy, so when you get corrosion, if you haven't looked after your coolant, it can ride off the block. Then you've got all the problems in the fuel system because petrol, you know, wrecking sender units and whatever, fuel gauges being out, fuel hoses splitting and leaking everywhere, and obviously all the fuel they use, and you've still got to put spark plugs into them, whatever anyway. So look, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. V6s certainly will suit some people better, and petrol engines is what a lot of people should be owning, not diesels, but these engines are not a problem, okay? It's just you're misunderstanding if that's what you think. Moving on, these steady mounts are the goods. I've heard that from a few people. All I'm going to say is I've used cast alloy mounts that look the same. I'm not sure if they are, maybe not. And they did last a very long time. They lasted years, but they broke in the end. But look, I think one of the biggest issues, quite obvious, they're quite a large antenna, and you can't have a large antenna on, you know, unless it's a massive bracket. It's fatigue, mate. Just getting smashed around on corrugated tracks for thousands of kilometres over the years, they break in the end. So I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, well, look, big antennas, put it on the flat of the steel bull bar, that's not going to go anywhere. Look, antennas will probably all break in the end anyway. It's just anything getting shaken up, but appreciate the offer. So hit your thumbs up there. You've even put the link. Beautiful. Try and have a look at that later. Anyone else who wants to have a look? Okay. What products do you use for cleaning out the manifold and EGR? Again, in older videos, already done. What we use for cleaning manifolds is, okay, so the cans of degreaser work pretty well for, see, it all depends what you got in there. I mean, you got to scrape first if it's dry, hard set, like oven baked. You know, you need to scrape it first. Then that degreaser, sort of, softens up what you can, but then you're left with the staining. Now, it wouldn't really matter if the manifold was left black as long as it's clean, but if you want it shiny, looking like a new one, we use the Kenco Heavy Duty Degreaser. You can buy it in Super Cheap or Bunnings. I suggest Bunnings. Again, it's in older videos, so go and have a look through those. Thumbs up for asking a question, even though we say don't ask questions because we're too busy to answer all. But as I said, we're going to do this every now and then, once a month, or depending how much time we've got. Okay, please do a video on fitting all these new parts. I'm new to your channel, enjoying it very much. Okay, cool. Will do. We've done sort of videos. There is some on YouTube that are only showing to people with a link, and we drop that link in the VIP group, and there's of course other videos in the VIP group we got on Facebook. One day, you never know, we might just open it all up, but at the moment it's a bit of a loyalty thing. You know, we're trying to reserve some information for people that support us, obviously, you know. So we'll see how we go with that. We'll definitely get to it eventually, just a matter of when, because it's all time. Very good, my brother. Yes, mate. A pipe clamp in the correct size might take the oil. Okay, yeah, no worries. I think I've got the antenna sorted now. Use small antennas, and that's the go. I think stick to small antennas. Okay, is the 1GD much different? Do most of your videos still apply? Well, it is quite different in some ways, but a lot of videos still apply, and we'll be doing more videos, so stay tuned. Did a video tonight when I had about 10 or 15 minutes to kill, try and explain a couple of the differences briefly. Have a look at that one. And I think that, look, a lot of it still does apply. Look, injectors, you know, I won't say the same because someone will go, they're not the same. Well, basically going to be the same parts, DLC coded, wear and tear items. They're going to have seats under them, that durability. So it's not a problem with this engine. That's what I'm saying. People have got big misunderstanding. Oh, you know, the 1KD's a heap of... No, it's an awesome engine. It's probably one of the best. But there is a lot of them. And if you use a 4-cylinder to haul around a heavy 4-drive modified and towing and whatever long term, you could do some damage, you know, eventually. And of course the chips and tunes and whatever. So look, yeah, it still does apply because it's still a little 4-cylinder. The 1GD is even smaller. And let's see, give it some more time. I've only been running in Australia for about 4 years, so I just brought a new Proto GXL 2019. Yeah, me too. I'm so confused as to what to do. I have a catch can. Oh no, but now I need a plate. Okay, I hope you're watching. I reckon you are. Give you the thumbs up. Okay, confused. I know. Okay, well, you've got to understand the two systems, and I'm sure I've explained it in older videos, but again, we'll do it again. Two different systems. Catch can is for your crankcase ventilation, so the engine's vented, and that collects a little bit of, you know, small amount of oil. Oil's not your problem, okay? The exhaust gas recirculation is your problem. Two separate systems. It's where they come together. They make a mess in your intake, right? It's not just about the mess in the intake. It's about running exhaust gases through your engine. It is going to wear your engine, okay? If the engine was that tough it wasn't going to wear it, then we wouldn't have an air filter in place anyway. Some people are saying we don't need an air filter because there's that much dust going through it anyway. I'm going to do another video trying to explain a bit about the dust too. That's just a big, what a lot of dribble, you know, the way people go on about things. Anyway, I'm not saying it's not happening, but I'm not saying it's only just started happening either. So we'll explain that in another video, just going through the comments. What to do? If I had any diesel, I would, can't tell you exactly, you know, specifically, but, you know, I've never purchased, fitted a catch can. I remove catch cans. I'm not saying, you know, you don't need a catch can. Exhaust gas recirculation is the problem. So you need to work out what to do, whether it's a plate with a 10mm hole, a 13mm hole, or we haven't engineered that yet, and I'm not reading around that there's anyone else that has. I do have a suspicion that it may be a plate with a 13mm hole, because I've been told that's what it is by people that have done it, but I haven't tested it myself. I haven't seen vehicles with it in there, monitored those and checked to see what's going on. I'm told it's a 30mm diameter hole, which is bigger than the 1KD, and of course probably the parameters that are set for throw codes, the flow would need to be, you know, X to avoid that, and I'm told it's a 13mm hole. So it may be that, it may be 10. The person that told me that, he went from 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 mil at a time until it stopped. So he's engineered it to 13. That was back in the day. Haven't heard from him for years. If that person remembers me, please contact me, 0490 261 013, or for that matter, anyone else that's got a plate on a 1GD. Join the group on Facebook, hashtag 1GD Forever Crew. Right, join that group and please write your experience of, whether you've switched off your EGR or whether you've put a plate in, what size hole. I'd love to catch up with these people. This is from years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago when they came out. They were doing that straight away. To be honest, I can't remember who they are. I haven't heard from them. So hopefully we can make contact again and get some information. Got another P0400 clean feeder blank, still throws the same code. Any thoughts? Absolutely. Hopefully you watched the start of the video and you saw where I said it's probably in the EGR cooler. Either every time there's a P0400, these are the causes, okay? Someone's put in a plate and they haven't cleaned the intake, haven't cleaned the EGR valve, okay? So if you've done that, that's the basics. Then if you've forgotten to put on a vacuum line or the back to front, it's always vacuum lines not on properly kinked back to front or fitted in the wrong position. That's the first two things. And lastly, and the kind of one that's a bit the hardest to find, is when the EGR cooler's playing up, right? So it's got a shaft that goes through with the flaps on it that open and close, actuator on the side. You should be able to push it down and it springs back up, move freely and all that. Plus, inside those butterflies get caked up. So if you've got a P0400 happening and you want to get rid of it, I'd suggest it's a good code to have because it's telling you you're not getting much EGR flow. If it happens once a week, forget about it, just clear it. If you've got a scan gauge or something, it's not a bad code to have, in my opinion. But if you want to get rid of it so you never see it come up, you probably need to get the EGR cooler off, which means you've got to take the fuel pipes off. So I hope you're doing injectors, because I don't like taking fuel pipes off when unless you're doing injectors, risk of contamination, right? So avoid that. You can clean it while it's on there. You can take off all the EGR valve assembly, take the 3 Allen key bolts out the back end of the EGR cooler and take that alloy piece off, and you can get in there, blow some air, scrape, clean, vac and all this sort of thing, and soot going everywhere, put your mask on, of course. So that's my thoughts on that one. This one makes so much sense. Yep, I hope so. What do we got? Last one. Who did this? Who did this? Dodgy as? I can't even remember. I'd have to watch the video. Look, I'd love to name everyone and whatever. It's not so much about a name and shame sort of thing. Show more. That's what we want. Let me hit show more. We'll get some more comments, hopefully. We'll give it a little bit longer. What are you going? 18 minutes so far. Try not to go on too much, but just trying to help you out, by answering your questions. You put them there for a reason. So basic respect, I'm going to try and get to it. And this will cover it more quickly than me typing it out. And obviously I can give you a lot more info in the answers, so I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, give us the thumbs up. When you are, don't give us the thumbs down, it's just negative. Just if something you don't like, shoot me a text, and say, I didn't really like that. Can you please not do that? And I'll take that under consideration, If you like it, give us a thumbs up and press the share button. Help some people out, share it around. Okay, the city brackets are very thick. I can't imagine them breaking. Okay, so did you confirm whether these were Bailey's injectors? Yes, with that video. Anyone that hasn't seen that video, it's called Butchers Again. Avoid this. Okay, it goes for about 9 minutes, I think. So what happened was we obviously stripped it down. We found blow-by. I can't remember now the video. What was it? One of them, just number 3 maybe. What's going on here? And you watch when I made the video, I didn't really know the story, but I pretty well hit the nail on the head, because you get that. Tell you what happened, right? So he had an engine replaced. As it turns out, it looks like they put a set of Bailey's injectors, or it came with Bailey injectors. I don't think it was a new engine. I'm not sure if it was a rebuild or a from the wreckers or what, but it obviously had Bailey's in it. Then he took it to, I'm going to name it, whatever, Bendigo Toyota. It's where it went. And he had the recall done, and that was replacing the customer service exercise, we should call it, that came out in February 2015, I think, was it, in Australia, where they replaced the seats and whatever, and they're meant to check a lot of things they're meant to do with that, but that doesn't always happen either, so it's just a schmozzle. Anyway, they didn't change number 3 because it was stuck, right? Like, hello. oh, we did the other 3, but we didn't do that one because it was stuck anyway. So obviously we got them all out, we cleaned it up, we followed up, and that's what happened. That was the story. So it was Bailey's injectors and their brass seats. That 3 of them got pulled out at a recall done by Toyota. Obviously the recall came out 2015. It wasn't when the job was done. The job was probably done in 2017 or 18 or something along those lines. So yeah, that's what it was. They were Bailey's injectors. To answer your question, we try not to talk about that brand and some of these things because we just want to stay positive, so we just talk about the good things. Thanks, Anthony, for another great video. Well, hang on, get rid of that. Don't worry about me and my dodgy computer. Thanks, Anthony, for another great video. I had to argue with my snorkel installer, who I don't want to silicone. Exactly, yeah. I agree, it's a terrible solution. What I found works best for me is keep a small tub of children's Play-Doh. Yeah, you can do that if you like. I mean, you're just not going to get water up that deep, if you know what I mean. I hear what you're saying, and there'll be people that want to, silicone it up, and everyone's different. As I explained, there's a lot of pressure in a cooling system. There's no silicone on those hoses. On the air intake, there's no pressure. There's no need for silicone. And as far as the little holes in the bottom of the airbox, I don't know if you saw our video, the 4x4 snorkel fitting, should I seal the box with silicone? The water did seem to come in quite fast, but it slows down. I mean, there's a lot of, they're only small holes. There's a big area in there. And if you're in water that deep for that long, you're in trouble anyway. So it's not going to save the day by having silicone in there. Mine aren't silicone. I went in some deep water without a snorkel. Anyway, we'll move on. It says read more, so let's read more for a minute. Hope this helps. Sure, man. Always does. Appreciate the feedback. Difficult to understand what exactly he says. That's me. That oil catch cans are closing the valves. Yeah, what I'm saying is, if you're taking the oil out, then you're letting the dry abrasive soot go through, right, through your engine. It's like taking an air filter out and letting the dust go through, So dry abrasive carbon soot exhaust gases. So sorry about that. I'll try and speak more clearly or whatever. But anyway, it's all good. Nice videos. One pays more if you go over 10 minutes. Well, we're up to 22 minutes so far. Now, look, thanks for the tip, but I don't think that is right. I think what works is quality, mate. Quality content. So for people that are still listening to me now, thank you very much, because the longer people watch videos, the more you watch to the end, I think the more I'll eventually get paid. And the more I get paid, more videos for you. It's just going to get more widespread. There's going to be tons. You're going to have a full-time job watching videos. There's going to be like thousands of little apprentice Anthony mechanics running around out there doing their own jobs in their mates' cars. It's awesome, isn't it? No more wrecked cars. So I appreciate that. We'll just we better knock it off soon though. We're up to 23 minutes. So I like your forthright and honest opinions. Don't know what to buy, a KD or a GD. Probably more on the fence. What's wrong with these engines afterwards? Right, yeah. No, look, you could go either way. It depends on your use. Now, if you're going to do touring, highway Ks and whatever you think for a DPF, that should be right. You need to have an EJAR solution. It is a smaller engine. Look, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a lot wrong with either engine. Class actions on DPS, faulty DPFs, I wish people would word things right and get their facts straight before they go out to the media and start, faulty DPFs. That's not exactly what it is, and we're talking, there's so many of them. Look, I'm not saying it's good and it's okay and everyone got treated well, because, it's big business, mate. Like I've said, there's Japan, then there's Toyota Motor Corporation Australia, then there's the dealerships. Who you're dealing with, someone that had a bad day or they didn't have any technicians on the day that could work out what the problem was. I'm not saying the service is good and it's okay. What I'm saying is the problem itself probably isn't percentage-wise. There's heaps more people. It's like the cracked piston thing, I reckon. It's probably worse than that, but, there's so many running around that haven't had problems, and most of them, it's because they don't know, They're just driving their car, they're doing their standard service, they don't know the injectors. And most workshops, you can go, I'm not picking on Kmart or Ultratune or whatever, I'm just saying you go into these everyday workshops and they don't know much about diesels and the injectors need to be replaced or how to do them and what's involved. So anyway, great video, been looking for info. There you go, beautiful. There's the info. Is there a preference to the type of grease? Rubber grease for for the, yeah, there's a video, dusty airbox. I didn't remember I did that. So rubber grease on your air filters, guys, if you're going in dust. All these people that think it's unusual or a new thing that there's dust on the clean side of an airbox, you know, hello, you take the vehicle out, you know, everyone's a four-wheel driver these days, you know, it's no more Commodores and Falcons and V8s, and, you know, everyone's getting impounded, so everyone's gone and brought a four-wheel drive. They want to go out in the dust and then wonder why, you know, it's not new to us. The grease works. Grease on the seal, always has, always will. Any four-wheel drive workshop that's not putting grease on air filter seals, they need to go and, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, look, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I think that that's covered a few questions. We'll try and do this every now and then. Won't go back too far. Try and keep it to 15, 20 minutes if we can. We've gone a bit over. Anyway, you know the deal. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn the bell on. Watch lots of videos, and there'll be heaps more information coming your way. Thanks, guys. See ya.